There's been a lot of leaks about the Nintendo Switch 2 this past few days. We've seen motherboard leaks, we've seen potential case leaks of the Nintendo Switch 2, but one leak, which kind of broke my heart a little bit, because basically we'd all been hoping that the Nintendo Switch 2 was going to be as powerful as a PS4, and some were saying a PS4 Pro. And I think with how many years has passed by now that we've obviously had the PS4 Pro, I think that was a reasonable expectation, right? Well, you're wrong, because we've got an article here from Tom Warren, from My Nintendo News, and a comment from Tom Warren where he clearly hints that the Switch 2 won't be as powerful as a PS4 Pro. Let's see what he's got to say. What do you have to say? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm Blaze2K. If you love handheld gaming, like the Steam Deck, like Nintendo Switch, like PS5, like PS4, PC gaming, all that good stuff, and tech in general, please consider liking, subscribing, and clicking the bell icon. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Let's go.
So before we get into it though, I just want to give you the heads up. Check out the links down below for some really cool tech deals. We've got Amazon lists of all the best tech that's on sale right now with it being New Year. There's a bunch of great stuff. Go check out Everyday Dose. There's really a bunch of great links down below. If you have the time, check them out. Anyways, let's get into the article. So Tom Warren clearly hints, obviously Switch 2 won't be as powerful as the PS4 Pro. The Verge obviously has a pretty high standing in the gaming community as far as tech announcements, tech coverage goes. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys have actually had their hands on the Switch 2 already. He's clearly hinted that the successor to the popular Nintendo Switch won't be on the same level as the PS4 Pro. No. Why, Nintendo? Why? Or at least visually. It is widely expected to be visually similar to the PS4 Pro the PS4 console, not the Pro, with the added support of image upscalers. Nintendo has yet to reveal any specific details regarding this Switch successor, though Mr. Miyamoto did say recently that he hopes that people won't drag Nintendo into the ongoing console wars, which are primarily focused on hardware performance. And this has been an ongoing theme for generations and generations of game consoles. We saw it with the Wii, we saw a lot of, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 being compared to the Wii. Obviously, the Wii wasn't as powerful. It had its own merits. It just wasn't as powerful as the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360 at the time. People sort of lambasted or, apologies for that, I got distracted. But yeah, obviously, a lot of people gave Nintendo a lot of crap for not being able to have third-party AAA new releases on the Wii. We saw the same happen with the Wii U. We thought the Wii U would be a good performance boost to bring it in line with a lot of other top consoles at the time, to be able to play AAA games like Call of Duty and whatnot. And we did get some games, but the Wii U flopped. But my point here is that Nintendo's never been known for having the most powerful, most flashy console out there. And it's looking like that isn't going to change anytime soon, at least with the Switch 2, because Mr. Miyamoto's confirmed again, don't drag us into the console wars. We will be doing our own thing. It will be primarily an indie game focused and first-party title focused system. I think we might see some ports. I think when now Nintendo's basically entering into a different market. It was, it's had the lead for a long time. It's been the first console manufacturer that's released a console that can also be picked up and taken on the go. Now we've got competitors like obviously the Steam Deck, the Lenovo Legion Go, the ROG Ally X, and we've just seen MSI's new Claw that has Intel powered chips in it. We're going to be seeing Xbox and PlayStation both release their own handhelds in the very near future. A portable Xbox, portable Xbox Series S, a portable PS4 or portable PS5. The handheld gaming space is getting a little bit crowded, and especially with the PC ones being able to play AAA releases on day one and not have to wait for the game to be ported to their operating system. I think, obviously it's a different space now for Nintendo to get into. They've got a lot more competition. They're no longer the only manufacturer that can make a handheld console that plays new games, right? And obviously a lot of developers are kind of probably thinking, do we need to spend the extra money and resources importing our AAA game to this new Nintendo Switch 2? Or should we just pass it by? That's what's going to be happening. That's the questions that's going to be asked. Tom Warren, here's a tweet. He says, there are so many rumors floating out about the Nintendo Switch 2, but the funniest and most hilarious one is the one about it being as powerful as a PS4 Pro. Here's some of the responses. I'm okay with buttery smooth 30 FPS for every game and smooth looking 1080p. That's not asking much, is it? That's funny because it's most likely to be superior in many ways due to modern NVIDIA architecture with access to the PS4 Pro. Access to the features the PS4 Pro does not. As a portable device, though, it'll be limited in other different areas. And again, I think people give NVIDIA a little bit too much credit here. I think NVIDIA is definitely a market leader as far as AI is concerned. It's obviously a market leader as far as GPU power is concerned. But keep in mind, the APU they're going to be using from NVIDIA is at least 3 or 4 years old at this point. It is ancient tech, just about. Obviously, we're starting to see new AMD APUs that are pushing, games into the hundreds, 120 FPS range. Brand new AAA releases with AMD upscaling, FSR, frame generation. AMD is no slouch when it comes to upscaling. So it's kind of funny to see people like John Limman here basically say, oh, that's funny because it's likely to be quite superior to the PS4 and a lot of the AMD powered consoles because it has NVIDIA's architecture. NVIDIA, in all fairness to NVIDIA, they're not that good, especially 4-year-old NVIDIA mobile hardware, right? I think people are being a little bit too hopeful. With things like the Steam Deck, I think we're expecting something that's maybe like the Steam Deck or a little bit less powerful than the Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck's already a couple of years old. That's what we've got to come to expect here. We need to temper our expectations here, tame them down a little bit. Not surprised, Nintendo are weak, greedy, and cheap. Switch 2 will be weaker than Steam Deck, you will see. Tripster, I'm on your page. I'm on the same page as you here. I keep getting my expectations as true as possible. Switch 2 will probably be 2 times from the Switch. Nintendo does want to sell these by millions, just like the Switch, and for that it needs to be not super expensive. Also, it's a portable system. You can't really make $300 on blah blah. Yeah, it can't be as perfect. So basically, they are having to squeeze what they can into like a $300 price point. I don't think people are going to pay $500, $600 or whatever on a Nintendo console. It's just not the market to be doing that. But anyways, yeah, I'll be 34 this year. I'm praying that at some point in my life I'll be able to download the Nintendo Portal on my PC and play all these games on higher specs. I would spend 10 times more a year on Nintendo products if that were the case. Amen. The leaks were saying in dock mode it's above PS4 Pro before the LSS consistently, so you mean to tell me that this is false? Yeah, no. So there's a little bit of debate going on in the comment section. Let's see what else they have to say about this. Obviously, some publications like Tom's Guide are saying it's the most exciting console they've been truly excited about in almost 20 years. That is a lie. Hands down. Seriously, dude? No. Doubt it. Who's this guy that wrote this article? Tom Pritchard. You've lost all your reputation now, dude. I'm not even going to read your article to see why you think that's the case. But anyways, let's see some comments here. Wish we would stop reporting on how many people who absolutely know nothing about the system. It's literally January. Nobody has still barely played or seen anything for real remotely on it. Can we wait for them to announce it and tell us the specs? I think we already have leaks as far as the specs are concerned. We've already covered that on this channel. The specs were leaked a while ago. Again, this AMD the NVIDIA APU is kind of old by now. We're hoping to have came out with this a couple of years ago, actually. So now, that was a couple of years ago, and now we're years after that. So it's going to be kind of old tech. I think it's going to be great for first-party games. It's obviously going to look nicer than the Switch, and it's going to let Nintendo play games the way they were meant to be played. At least Nintendo first-party titles, that is. But just don't get your expectations too high, okay, or you're going to get let down. This is not going to be a PS4, PS5 competitor. It's not going to be an Xbox competitor. It's not even going to be a Steam Deck competitor. It's going to be its own thing. It's going to run its own games, first party, and they're going to stay in their own lane and do their own sort of thing. And I think that's worked for them in the past, but as you know, gaming's heating up, especially handheld gaming. Can the Switch compete with all the new handhelds out on the market? That's what I'm excited to see. And all power to Nintendo. I hope I hope they're around forever. They've been doing their own thing for a long time and it's been working for them, and I hope it continues to work for them. But let's not compare, and as the article says there, let's not, and as Mr. Miyamoto says, let's not drag Nintendo into the console wars. Because let's be honest, the console wars are kind of done now. Xbox is sort of pulled out. It's a one-horse race now as far as consoles are concerned. PlayStation's kind of won. Xbox is putting all their games on PlayStation. Don't expect anything too crazy from Nintendo. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if I'm wrong and why you think I'm wrong. Like or dislike this video. I really appreciate you. See you in the next one. And check out those links down below in the video comments. Peace out. I'm Blaze2K.